This is very necessary today. I'm filming today's intro in the car because I needed to pick up one of these today. I woke up to the sound of Camper dry heaving, and then I jumped up out of bed to try to prevent her from throwing up on the carpet. I did not make it in time, but you know what? I would clean up after her every single day if it meant that she got to live as long as me. So anyway, hello and welcome. My name is Bianca, and this is a place to inspire and to be inspired. I love all things crafting and creating on a budget. It might appear as though it's sunny today, but there are a ton of clouds coming in, and I think within the next hour or so, we are going to have thunderstorms on and off the rest of the day. And I'm going to be working in the salon the next 2 days, so I really only have today to film some thrift flips. And I'm going to try to get through as many as I can today. I'm definitely going to be working on that green embroidered polka dot top. It's a short sleeve collared button down. I'll try to insert a picture here since I'm doing this intro in the car and not in my bedroom. My plan for this top was to try to emulate some kind of balloon sleeve, but when I tried it on, I realized the sleeves don't have as much extra fabric as I was hoping. So I will be doing a balloon sleeve top in the future. I really want to do that because I don't think I've really done that on my channel, and it would just be a fun experiment. But I've been brainstorming some fun ideas for this green button down top. But before we can start working on today's projects, I need to stop at the craft store and get some more bias tape. So this is the pile that I want to try to get through today. And this was the green button down that I was talking about. I think this will be our first project of the day. And this green floral top is one that I found on my last thrift haul video. I still haven't tried this one on, but I have a feeling it's going to fit the way it is. If anything, maybe I'll just take it in at the sides a little bit. But I just wanted to include this one so that I could show you guys how I would style it. And then this little 100% cotton Ann Taylor tank top. I don't know if it's showing up on camera or not, but it's like a light green pinstripe. And I think this is so cute, but I just need to alter it a tiny bit to fit better because it's a smidge too big. I think green is one of my favorite colors right now. I just got this new green gingham MacBook case, and I found this on Etsy, and then I just put a little sticker on it. So now I can try on this green button down, and I will show you guys what my plan is for this. And here's how the button down fits as is. As you can see, there's just not enough fabric on these sleeves to turn them into balloon sleeves. And the last button down upcycle I did, I took off the sleeves and I turned them into like little cap sleeves, and then I took off the collar and turned it into a square neckline. I loved how that top turned out, and the shape was beautiful, but I can't do the same thing with every button down I find. So I think for this top, I'm going to put it on backwards. And I want to cut off this collar and turn it into like a high neckline, and then also remove the sleeves to turn it into a tank top. And I think I want this to have like an open back detail, and then I'll have like one tie here and then one tie up above the shoulders. And I think I can get a similar look to this. So I'll start by removing the collar and the sleeves, and then we'll go from there. Can I see this? This is what's left of her monkey. There's really not much left, but she doesn't care. She still loves it. Camper. So I feel like this already has a really nice shape to it. I have the buttons in the back, but we're going to work on that later. Right now, I just want to get this neckline right. So I think I need to remove like a couple inches off of this part here. So I'm just going to make a couple marks with my disappearing ink. And I think I want to make one mark here. And then I think I want this to be a little bit more of a boat neck. So I want it to come a little wider. So I marked the top of each shoulder and then one at the center here, and I'm just going to cut a little bit of this extra fabric off. That way it'll fit a little bit nicer around the neck. And I think for the arms, I think I might take the arms in a tiny bit here. Or I might just make a couple darts later so that there's not this extra fabric. And I think once I hem the arms and the neckline, it'll get rid of a little extra off the sides. So I think for right now, I only need to take off that little bit here on the neckline. I'm really liking this shape. Now I need to figure out how I want to configure the back. So I think I want a tie at the center of the back. That way it'll keep this part nice and tight, and then this part can kind of flare out a tiny bit. And I think that will give a really nice silhouette. I think I'm gonna have to lay this flat and then show you guys what I'm thinking, because it's gonna be a little too difficult if I'm wearing it to show you how I want to cut the back. So this will be the back of our top, and I want my tie in the back to sit just below the bust in the back, like a little bit above my waist, so maybe right about here. And then for this top portion here, I'm going to use the width from the top of the shoulder and kind of carry that down a little bit. And then I'll just carry this line all the way down, which will end up taking off a few inches from each of these panels beside where the buttons are. And obviously we're still going to be hemming the armholes, the neckline, and then the back as well. But here's where we're at so far. So I'm thinking I could just have one tie here in the middle. And I think because of the way the neckline is, I don't really see how the shoulders can fall off. Now I think if this was a V-neck or a square neckline and it just had really thin straps and there was nothing keeping them on the shoulder, I think that they could slip down. But since we have a higher neckline, I might be able to get away with just having one tie here at the middle. So I'm going to use my bias tape to hem all of these raw edges, and then we can use our scrap fabric to try to make a tie. This is what we have left over to make a tie, and I think that this will be plenty of fabric. This is the new bias tape that I bought today, but I have this left over, so I'm going to use as much of this as I can, and then I'll probably use this for the armholes. And at Hobby Lobby, for the thinner bias tape, they only have white and ivory. All of the colored bias tape is the extra wide, and I just don't need extra wide for these projects. And since it's not going to be showing from the outside, I'm not too worried about having a lighter color. And I'm going to start by opening up this double fold bias tape, and I'm going to clip the good sides together. So I'm going to clip this along the outer edge like this. And I'm going to pin this with the good sides together around the whole perimeter here, and then also around each of the armholes. I've attached my bias tape around the back and the neckline, but I'm not going to do the sleeves just yet because I have a feeling I might have to add a couple darts to the front. So for now, I'm just going to worry about doing this part. And now we can just sew a straight stitch along this top part here, along the whole perimeter of the bias tape. And for settings today, we're using a straight stitch. My stitch length is between a 3 and a 2. And then I'm going to set my tension to like 7-ish. Since this is not stretchy fabric, I can use more tension and it won't cause any rippling. And now here's what that edge looks like. And now we can fold this around that raw edge. Like this, and then we can fold it over one more time, and now we can do a straight stitch across here, and this will be the outside, and then this is what you'll see from the inside. And now here's how that looks from the outside, and here's how it looks from the inside. Okay, we have our bias tape around the neckline. I am thinking though I need to take in a little pinch at each side here, just so this fabric will lay flatter. And I'm gonna use my disappearing ink to make a line at each side where I want my dart to be. I tried to make it symmetrical on each side, so I'm just going to put the good sides together now, and I'm just going to sew a little tapered triangle, and then that will be my dart for each side. And now I can sew right along this line. And this is how that dart looks from the inside. And here's what it looks like from the outside. And now we can go around these armholes and do the same thing with the bias tape around each of the armholes. Okay, so we just finished the armholes on this top, and now we can use this extra fabric here to start working on a tie that we can attach right here where his tail is. So the panels where I had the buttons, it looks like I have plenty of length here. So I'm just gonna cut and even out these sides. And now I can fold our strip with the good sides together, and I'm just going to sew right along this side here, and then we can turn it inside out and iron it, and then we can attach it. Okay, so now I'm going to use my loop turner tool, and I'm going to come all the way to the end, and I'm going to hook the end of this, and then I can start rolling it inside out. I'm making these straps a little bit wider, so it definitely makes it easier to turn it inside out with the loop turner. It definitely gets stressful when you're trying to turn really skinny straps inside out. There. So we have our first strap done. I still need to iron it, but now we can go ahead and do the second one. And I got this little mini ironing pad on Amazon and a little mini iron to go with it, just because it's more compact and it's easy to store in a drawer. And most of my projects I work on the floor anyway. Oh wait. I think I'm supposed to iron on this side. I feel like it's this side. So here are the two straps finished, and now we can attach them to our top. And I'm going to attach these straps to the inside about 3 inches below where the bottom of the arm is. So about here on each side. And this is how the top turned out. I love this. I think this turned out so good, and I didn't have to take in the sides at all. The only darts that I did were the ones that I did here and here. All of the other darts and seams that you see already existed on the top. This top was surprisingly easy to make, and I think it turned out so cute. My only concern is maybe shortening it a tiny bit, maybe to here. Let me know what your thoughts are on cutting it to here. Not enough to crop it, but just shortening it a little bit, or if I should leave it full length like this. And I just paired it with my white skirt from Princess Polly, my chunky brown Doc Marten sandals, and then my vintage Coach bag that I thrifted a few months ago. I am definitely happy with how this one turned out, and I think my next project today is going to be this little green pinstripe tank top. And here is that tank top on. It's so cute, but it's just a little bit too wide for me, and it's 100% cotton, and it does have a side zipper. There is zero stretch up here, and the zipper only comes to like here. So this part here still has to be wide enough to get over my shoulders. So unfortunately, I think if I make darts in this, it's gonna make it to where I can't take it on and off. So I was thinking I could add elastic between the straps right here, and then another band of elastic right here. So if I add 2 rows of elastic to kind of bring this part in a bit so that it's more fitted around the bust, and then I could leave this part more loose, I think this would be a very casual, comfy summer tank top. So we're gonna do that. So I have these 2 pieces of scrap elastic from older projects, and I'm just going to turn this inside out, and I'm going to start here, and I'm going to stretch it as much as I can over to the other side. That way it'll kind of scrunch the fabric like this, and this will help to make it a lot more snug around the bust. And then I'm going to use my other piece, and I'm going to start about here and do the same thing and then stretch it over. And now this is how the back looks after we add the elastic, and now we can try her on. That was probably one of the most simple alterations I've ever done. And I also feel like it gave a really cute scrunched detail now. And now we don't have any gaps under the arms. Everything is pretty snug, but still loose enough to be comfortable. And I just paired it with my thrifted green leather bag and then just some mid-rise Levi's. I love a good simple alteration. And then next I'm just going to show you guys how I would style this green floral top because I think it's so beautiful and I don't have anything like this. I feel like this color palette is very unique. And I also feel like this would probably pair really well with my green bag also. So let me show you guys how I would style this. Okay, so the shape of this top is a little boring. I think if I was gonna make any alterations to it, I would probably just bring it in a little bit more on the sides. But I just paired it with this flowy brown skirt and my little waist chain. And since this top is more full length, I wore the skirt pretty low and then I wore my waist chain below that. And I feel like it gives the illusion that I have a longer torso than I actually have. And then again with my chunky Doc Martens and then my green leather bag. And let me know if you agree, but in my opinion, I feel like this is a very Phoebe outfit. Phoebe and Rachel definitely had the best outfits in Friends. I think I liked Phoebe's outfits more than Rachel's though, but that's just my opinion. And I mentioned in my last video that I wanted to do a bead embroidery handbag as a video. And my original plan was to go thrifting for a canvas bag that I could do bead embroidery on. But then I thought I might as well just sew the handbag. So I bought a pattern off of Etsy. And it's either going to be my next video or the one after that because it's going to be very time consuming. So I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to get it up for next week's video. It's a project that I'll have to work on in between other projects. So I'm thinking it'll be 2 weeks from now that I actually get that video posted. So that's going to be it for today's video. And until next week, bye.